Hi Tube, Miss Claire here. It is Easter Monday. Tomorrow we're going to go to work, but today we're going to go to Darwin. We'll be flying the 717-200 today by TFDi Simulations, and yep, this is Orbix Cairns. The Darwin scenery that we'll be using is the Ants Aussie scenery. Tonight I won't be wearing a white shirt because I can't be bothered, or a tie, or anything else. Here's a 737. I believe that might be a Nick. And this here is a Qantaslink 717. Just going to walk up these stairs and get on board. I do believe the aircraft is golden dark. That's right. Cool, the first thing we need to do up here is turn on the battery. With that we have the ground power set and we'll turn it on. Now we're just going to wait for these computer screens to boot up. And I'm not sure that we actually set any of the weights or anything like that. So I'm going to pick up the add-on manager now. While the computers boot up, we're going to pick up the details here. We've got zero fuel weight in kilograms. It is going to be 37.7. That's the stall system testing itself. Cool, 37.7 is set, and checking the fuel as well. It's going to be 9714. Minus 4254. Cool. Sending that into the sim. Just going to check out what we're doing here with the fuel. And 97. Yep, that's good. Okay, FMS to go. Come out of YBCS Cairns, going to Darwin. I do believe we had an alternate. What is it? Alternate is Tyndall. That makes sense. So QJE, QJet, 1921. Cool. Flight level 360. It's cost index 30 today. Block fuel is 9.8. Okay, going with 9.8 tons of fuel. Flight time today is 2.5 hours. So I should get there at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. The fuel burn off will be 5.2 tons. Take off gross weight, now we'll do zero fuel weight, which is 37.7. Just need the, I think it's zero fuel weight to CG. $26.2. And we've been refueled with Jet A1. Fast will be 13 for departure. And flexing, I'll just do the flex here. To do that, we'll grab the ATIS-1 31.1.
DN. On first contact with Cairns ground. Tower or approach, notify receipt of hotel. Cairns terminal information, hotel. Expect instrument approach. Runway 15. Surface wind 130 degrees. 8 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Temperature +27. QNH 1013. Expect departure from B2. Flight planning requirements for Darwin. CSJ 61 Dumar Q91 Ali Q23 DN. On first contact with Cairns ground. Tower or approach, notify receipt of hotel. Cairns terminal.
Cool, that's in for hotel. The rest of this should be off the charts. So it's runway 15. Runway length is 3196. Takeoff weights. Reasonably light today. Takeoff mass is 46,680. Cool, so the D rate flex temp will be 49. What's the top climb? VCL is 250, top climb will be it's 189. Okay, departures should be via the Cairns 2 departure. It's probably going to be 5,000. I'll stop check it though. Cool, let's get these things started. And we do have some tests to do.
Cargo smoke.
Glide slope. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Fire right engine. Fire left engine. APU fire. Stabilizer. Slats.
Okay, checklist. Maintenance log that requires the outside text. We'll chuck in the emergency lights. The navs are on. Chuck in the logo. And I'll do the walk around. I might as well turn on the APU as well. Cool, we'll call the boarding to go now, and we'll jump outside and have a look around. Okay, we do need to jump in pretty close to the character because the aircraft's pretty low down to the ground. Alright, from the nose. There is an angle of attack sensor up the top. 3 pitot probes. Down here we have a landing gear. No leaks under there, and the tyre looks pretty good. And the other pitot probes on this side, this one in the middle. Over here we have another angle of attack sensor, only 2 of them on this aeroplane. Static port underneath there. There's the VHF antenna. There's a light. Once again down the underneath the wing, looking at the strut olios. No leaks underneath it. Braking pads look like they're intact. Nothing leaking down below. Two good lights. Yeah, it's going to sit in the tight space here. Yep, back of the struts look okay. And the tyres. Okay, the engine's looking happy. Not particularly much space between the truck and the engine, but I'm sure he'll keep it safe and let us know if anything goes wrong. Externals. Good back. The back of the 717 doesn't have the tail door like the Mad Dog does, which is a pity. Since we're back here, at the bottom of the engine, all the cowlings are connected, there's no leaks underneath there, nothing pulling in underneath. Another look at a landing gear. Happy. All your struts are happy. All these connections are in. Red light, white light, and 3 static wigs. A little trim tab on the ailerons out there. Okay. There's the static ports, 2 of them. And the aircraft looks all good. We'll go back upstairs. Cool, going to initialize the IRS and we're going to stick in the flight plan now. So we're going Cairns, CS. Now from Cairns we're going to pick up an airway, which is the J61. Now the DUMAV, D-U-M-A-V. Q91. LE, ALL, EE, Q23, Darwin. Cool. Performance, Mach 772 on the climb. I think we'll edit to Mach 78 in the cruise. And the rest of that looks great. Cool, checklist. Gear pins and covers have been removed. Maintenance log has been checked. Status page. Stats page looking okay. Cargo smoke has been tested. Hydraulic panel is set. Electricals. Cool, everything's off to the APU at the moment. APU is running. sec.
Good morning. Stay tuned, guys.
Cool, AP starting. Engines panel. Exterior lights. Everything that needs to be on is. Yep, set the seatbelt signs. TCB flight instruments 5000, 189 set, and V115. 030 after departure, isn't it? Engine fire tests have been done, iris is aligning. Takeoff warning system has been checked, fuel switches are off. Radar. We'll test on the runway. Radar is off. Transponders in standby, rudder aileron trim is set 0. And O2 masks. O2 masks are looking good. Okay, that's a checklist up to the line. We can request clearance. Pick up that ATIS again.
83DN. On first contact with Cairns ground. Tower or approach, notify receipt of hotel. Cairns terminal information, hotel. Expect instrument approach. Runway 15. Surface wind 130 degrees. 10 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Temperature +27. QNH 1013. Expect departure from B2. Flight planning requirements for Darwin. CSJ 61 Damal Q91 Ali Q23DN. On first contact with Cairns ground. Tower or approach, notify receipt of hotel. Cairns terminal information, hotel.
Cool. Ground 121.7.
Sorry, could you repeat the departure for Qantas 6122? Thank you.
Qantas 6122 cleared the Cairns 2 departure.
Right, we're cleared to Darwin via Coondewanna routes via the SID 6000 runway 15 Cairns 2 departure, score 1335. Qantas 6122, we're at Bay 1.
Qantas 6122.
Cairns ground, QJet 1921, requesting clearance to Darwin.
QJet 1921, you cleared to Darwin via Conda, flight plan route, Cairns 2 departure, runway 15. Climb via SID 6000, squawk 1317, departure frequency 118.4.
QJet 1921, cleared to Darwin via the Cairns 2 departure, runway 15, initial climb 6000, score code 1317, departures 118.4.
QJet 1921.
G'day, Jetstar 723, request clearance to Darwin as fast.
Is that Jetstar 723 calling Cairns ground?
Yeah, 723.
Jetstar 723, so.
Cool. Let's have a chat to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking from the flight deck. My name is Trent. Joining me on the flight deck is YouTube. We'll be taking over to Darwin today.
Jetstar
On board
723,
our
cleared to Darwin,
Boeing
by Conda, flight plan route,
welcome aboard.
Cairns 2 departure, runway 15.
We'll be preparing
Climb
for
by
departure
SID
in a little while
6000,
shortly.
Squawk 20.
In preparation for that, so I ask that you
Squawk 1.
please take your seats and ensure that your seatbelts are fastened. Camera crew will be coming through the aircraft to ensure that everything is ready for our departure just shortly. Looking further into the flight, flight time today is just on 2.5 hours, and it looks like we'll have pretty good smooth conditions all the way through. That said, welcome aboard. Thanks for flying with Qantaslink. Camera crew, prepare the aircraft for departure. Now, Lachlan, you'll need to look at the chart to see what the Cairns 2 departure is. If you just wait for vectors, you'll crash into a hill at the end of the runway, and then you'll die. If you don't turn early enough, you'll crash into this hill and die. If you don't turn far enough, you'll crash into this hill and die. What you'll have to do is, after departure, before you pass the departure end of the runway, you will need to start a left-hand turn to a heading between 030 and 350. If you make a right-hand turn, you'll crash into a hill and die. My suggestion is don't crash into a hill and die. Because that there is the massive hill. And over there is more massive hills. If you do not turn far enough or fast enough, you will crash into that hill and die. Cool, so I've been cleared to 6,000. And minimum will be heading 030. We might be as far as 350. But we've already set 030. And the briefing is climb like the clappers. As soon as you pass the end of the runway, make a pretty sharp left-hand turn. I believe there's also a maximum speed. There we go, 15 speed and bank angle. The following limits are required until tracking assigned the heading. Maximum speed is 190 knots and minimum bank angle is 25. Cool. So I do believe we can shut some doors. APU's on. Everything else is good to go up here. Actually going to just add on the packs because it is quite warm, 27. If I had to choose between the dash and this thing, I think I would choose this thing. That said, that's only because of the aeroplane. It's a very nice aeroplane. It's like a cross between a Mad Dog and an MD-11, so, you know, I'm a fan already. The only downside is that these things tend to fly far and wide, so you might end up in Perth flying to the mine sites, or you could be lucky and end up on the, you know, Sydney to Canberra, Sydney to Hobart, that kind of stuff. They're pretty good flights. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going out west as well and up north. Of course, right now they're not flying anywhere because of reasons. Aviation YT wants a view of Cairns. So there's Cairns. We zoom out. Very nice water out there. Big chunky mountains here, big chunky mountains over there. Some great spotting to be had on the top of that hill. Just have to get there. There's no road up there, you just walk. There is a walking path to get up there, but it's a bit of a big hill. Okay, ship's papers are on board. Fuel quantity is checked. We have 9.7. FMS is set for departure. Flaps will be 13 for departure. Stab trim not yet set, but it will be once we get some hydraulic power. And the stab trim is going to be 2.5. Takeoff briefing is completed. Mobiles are off. Before takeoff, no, we'll do the next bit. Before start checklist, dispatch release, we have it. FMS weight data, I'll just verify that now. So there's initial, position page 2. Block 9.8, takeoff gross weight will be, is that correct? 37? That should be 0 fuel weight, I think. Takeoff gross weight's actually going to be 46. 0 fuel weight was the other one. $37.7. There we go. V speeds come up again. 126, 131, 139 set. And the climb out speed is 210 now. Actually has to be 190, doesn't it? Because we're not allowed to climb slower than 190 knots, faster than 190 knots as per the SID with the turn clearance. So 190 is set as per the SID requirement. The aeroplane would really like to go 210, but we'll just have to leave its slats out until we're ready, and then we'll go into the nav. Cool, heading mode is set, and we are good to go. TFDi Gaming, I'm not deleting your comment because I don't like being called a big boy. I don't like being called British. Never call me British ever again. This is Australia, not Britland. Dang hicks. Cool, we'll go ahead and call ground and we'll get ourselves a push 121.7. Cairns ground, QJet 1921 ready for push at gate 20.
QJet 1921, hold position.
On position, QJet 921. It's TFDi Gaming called me a
Engine Star
British
723 are requesting push and start.
Look at that. Look like a British
calling ground,
Seth Rogen. Well, the
Jet
British
Star 723.
can suck my shiny metal.
Jetstar 723, push approved, face south.
Push approved, face south 723.
Ground corner 6122, request push. Correction, request taxi.
Qantas 6122, taxi Delta, Charlie 1, Bravo, to the Bravo speed holding point, runway 15.
It could be a compliment, calling me Seth Rogen, but he called me British
Delta
Seth
Charlie
Rogen, so
1,
that's not a
Bravo
compliment
to the
anymore.
Bravo 2 holding point, runway
If he had called me an
15,
Australian Seth Rogen, I
6122.
would have enjoyed that. I would have put it up and put a star on it and given a thumbs up. He called me British, so no. Nothing wrong with Seth. Seth's pretty cool. There is something wrong with being called British. I'm not a pom.
Velocity 1123 confirmed, you pushed facing south.
Okay, we're not connected to anything on the ground, that's cool. Hydraulics, they actually need to be disconnected with the push, don't they?
Cairns ground, Qantas 2425 at stand 23, request booking start.
You might be a POM, but I'm certainly no POM.
Qantas 2425, push approved.
Push approved, Qantas 2425.
Look at that. Guess we're waiting for those dudes to clear out before we move.
Cairns ground, g'day. Qantas 765 requesting pushback.
Qantas 765, hold position.
The wet part.
Hold
Funny.
position, Qantas 765.
Cairns ground, velocity 1123, information hotel.
We are ready for pushback.
Velocity 1123, Cairns ground. Taxi Charlie 3, Bravo, to the Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15.
Charlie 3 Bravo and Bravo 2 on runway 15, arrive velocity 123.
Locking gear.
And Jetstar 722, request taxi runway 15.
Good stuff, Jason. Yeah, it's
Jetstar 723, taxi Charlie, hold short Charlie 1.
Taxi Charlie and hold short Charlie 1, Jetstar 722.
Departure check completed.
Qantas
Bypass
799
been
ready
inserted.
to taxi for
Release
runway
parking
15.
brakes.
Qantas 799, follow the
Yeah, the control loop is
version 737
amazing.
ahead,
Loving it.
taxi Charlie, Charlie 3, Bravo, to the Bravo 2
it's a
holding
little
point,
bit
runway
larger than
15.
the other one, so it's, you know, gets in the way a bit more.
Follow the
So have to
Virgin
reach a little
Australia
bit harder to get to the
737
keyboard.
on Charlie 3, Bravo and Bravo 2 holding point 15.
Guess we'll have to just grow longer arms. Yeah, Disney Gaming called me a pommy. So I got banned.
QJet 1921, push approved, face south.
Push approved, face south, QJet 1921.
Cairns ground, Qantas 2425, request taxi to runway 15.
Hey, the maintenance.
Qantas 24,
We are ready for push
25,
and parking brake
taxi
is released.
Charlie 4,
Commencing push.
Bravo, hold
All
short
engines
Charlie
clear.
3.
Start at will.
Taxi Charlie 4,
Good start at
Bravo,
will.
hold short Charlie 3,
Packs are off.
2425.
Jetstar 723 is holding short on
Fuel pumps
Charlie
are
1.
red.
Jetstar 723, continue taxi Charlie 1, Bravo, to the Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15.
This taxi
Captain
Charlie
Crew,
1
I'm
to
boss.
Bravo, Bravo 2 holding point runway 15, Jetstar 723.
Alright, we're starting out the right engine first. What did he say this time? Still going on about the British. Good work, Toilet Inspector. Good work. Did we not say pushing the other direction? What the heck is this thing doing? Come on. GSX being colossally dumb today.
Velocity 1123, Cairns ground.
Cool, we'll start off the left engine now.
Velocity 1123, Cairns ground.
Come on, engine. Give us a go.
Is 723 is ready at Bravo 2.
Just 723, it's automatic handover to tower for domestic flights in Australia. Contact tower, have a good flight.
Thanks, thanks, Wolf 1523, sir.
Cairns ground, top end 161, request stairways to go for information hotel.
Top end 161, Cairns ground, good evening, clearance on request, stand by. Qantas 2425, continue taxi Bravo to the Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15.
Continue taxi out Bravo to Bravo 4 holding point to runway 15, Qantas 2425.
Velocity 1123, hold position.
Drop flaps 13 now.
Top end 161, clearance available.
Go ahead, top end 161.
61, you cleared to go.
Alright, we're started, although we're pointed in some random
By
direction.
Harbour, flight plan route. Cairns 2 departure, runway 15. Climb by SID 6000.
It's raining on my side.
1360. Departure frequency 118.4.
So cleared to go via flight plan route, runway 15, Cairns 2 departure, by 26000, code 1360.
Okay, if your master switch is off, let's run the checks.
Top end 161.
Go start, settle power switch is off, hydraulic transfer pumps are on. Pack isolation switch to auto. Anti-ice not required. Air data heat switches in. APU master switches are off. Transponder is on. Ground equipment is removed. Text checklist, flaps.
You don't even need
13. Yep, 13 set. Spoilers armed. Flight controls.
Velocity 1123, Cairns ground.
It's not that one, is it? It's config. Kill.
Qantas 799, Cairns ground.
Qantas 799.
Able to make a right 180 degree turn from your present position?
Well, yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Okay, flight control set, auto brakes not
799,
installed,
Roger,
FCP is set, 6000.
799.
And takeoff briefing has been completed, data is set. For takeoff checklist, runway is going to be the intersection departure at runway 15, EAD set, checked. Cabin crew, external lights, radar and transponder. Transponder's already on, and we can
Yeah, velocity 1123. For some reason, our controls just won't respond in this NGXU 737.
Velocity 1123, you're currently blocking Charlie 3 and holding up an aircraft behind you. Are you able to taxi forwards on Charlie at all?
Negative. We're just going to disconnect and see if we can figure this problem out.
Roger.
Ground, QJet 1921 ready.
QJet 1921, taxi Charlie 4, Bravo, hold short Charlie 3.
Charlie 4 Bravo and hold short Charlie 3, QJet 1921.
Qantas 799, taxi Charlie 3, Bravo to the Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15.
Charlie 3, Bravo and Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15, Qantas 799.
And QJet 1921, you can follow the Qantas 737 ahead, Charlie 3, Bravo to the Bravo 2 holding point, runway 15.
Charlie 3 Bravo, Bravo holding point behind the 737, QJet 1921. No, didn't work. Hilarious. Oh, that's even more funny than actually suggesting it. Someone actually having done it and it didn't work.
Qantas 2425, contact tower.
Cairns ground, Qantas 765 requesting pushback.
Qantas 765, pushback approved, face north.
Face north, Qantas 675, 675. 765, sorry.
Yeah, the 737 in front of us. Doing a bit of the old burnout. Cabin crew, please be seated for departure. Okay, runway entry point is the Bravo 2. EAD's jacked. Cabin has been sat.
We're holding short runway 15 at Bravo.
It's running on radar and transponder.
Qantas 799, tower, today. Qantas 2425, contact departures, good night.
Contact departures, Qantas 2425.
Radar display.
Qantas
Go around.
799.
Wind shear
Runway
ahead.
15, line up,
ahead.
assigned heading 020.
020 heading and line up on runway 15.
Aviation YT wants a bit of a wing view. There we go.
All station, Cairns terminal information India now carrying changes, wind 140 degrees, 9 knots, temperature 26. Cairns terminal information India.
Don't kill the
Qantas
buttons.
7099.
That's alright, I'm just blasting the mountains in
140
front of
degrees,
us.
9 knots, runway 15, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff,
Hopefully
runway
someone's not
15,
walking up that hill.
Qantas 799.
Because I won't be having kids.
Tower Day, answer 371, runway 15.
Answer 371, Cairns Tower, g'day.
Qantas 799, we're rejecting takeoff, we have some issue.
Rejected takeoff.
Qantas 799, no worries, vacate Bravo 3.
Vacating Bravo 3, Qantas 799.
Park and brake is set. When he says vacate, it doesn't mean come to a complete stop and just sit there. Yeah, get out. Move. Ah, that handset player is going to be going around soon.
Yeah, we can't fix the issue, we're going to have to disconnect, sorry about that.
Qantas 799, good night.
Thanks for your TC.
Bink.
Ansett 371, winds 140 degrees, 9 knots, runway 15, cleared to land.
Good land, runway 15, answer 371.
QJet 1921, ready at runway 15.
QJet 1921, Cairns Tower, g'day. Behind the arriving MD82, runway 15, line up.
And the arriving Mad Dog, runway 15, line up and wait behind QJet 1921. Unfortunately, because it's an Ansett MD82 and we don't have any things for that, it's going to show up as generic 7.3. Boring. We'll be cruising at 36,000 feet today, well above those clouds. Clear to move out. And the light's going in. Yeah, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. It depends on, I think, the amount of traffic around. The traffic seems to be the thing that's pulling me back at the moment. So I may need to have a look into having traffic that doesn't look as good.
Ansett 371, contact ground 121.7, good night.
117, g'day.
QJet 1921, assigned heading 020, runway 15, cleared for takeoff.
Heading 020, runway 15, clear for takeoff, QJet 1921. Takeoff set. Takeoff thrust. $80 knots.
Target A, Toby 161, ready.
B1, rotate. B2.
Top end 161, Cairns Tower, good day. Assigned heading 020, runway 15, line up.
Guys, all right, gear up.
Heading 020, 15, line up. Top end 161.
QJet 1921, contact
Stabilizer
departure
motion.
schematic.
Roger, QJet 1921. Cairns departures, QJet 1921, climbing 6,000, leaving 1,000.
QJet 1921, departures, g'day, identified, turn left heading 350, climb by SID flight level 180.
Heading 350 and flight level, just again the altitude, sorry.
Flight level 180.
Flight level 180, QJet 1921.
Stabilizer motion.
180 set. Keep the turn going. And we'll go into FMS speed.
Stabilizer motion.
Cool, we can accelerate. 50. Climb by the Cairns 2 SID, which is climb to 6,000 feet while turning left, as per the brief. And slats retract.
QJet 1921, turn left heading 270.
Heading 270, QJet 1921. 270 set.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
Just getting in top end 161 with you, climbing 2,100, climbing 6,000.
Top end 161, departures, g'day, identified. QJet 1921, resume own navigation, track direct to Conda.
Direct Conda, own navigation, QJet 1921.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
Top end 161, climb by SID flight level 180.
By the SID level 180, top end 161.
Direct Conda, nav set. Okay, there's 10,000. It's accelerating up to about 300 something knots now. Auto flight and command. Lights. Seatbelt signs. And we good. Klopsik, hello.
Stabilizer motion.
Gonna Grab that tilt and push it down a little.
Top end 161, 10 left heading 330.
Left heading 330, top end 161.
And the checklist. Half takeoff, landing gear is up, flaps and struts are retracted, flap TO selection should be in the retracted mode, it is. Spoilers disarmed. Hydraulics.
Departures, g'day, Qantas 765, passing.
Transfer is off, observatory is on.
Passing 1,500 for flight level 6.
Seatbelt signs, landing lights, and altimeters.
Qantas 765, Squawk Mode Charlie.
Squawk Mode Charlie, Qantas 765.
Top end 161, resume main navigation, track direct Taba.
Navigation direct Tara, Cabra, top end 161.
Qantas 765, identified, verify level.
Verified, we're at 6,000 feet. Flight, heading 020.
Qantas 765, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Qantas 765.
Meatballing.
Visit 1921, contact Brisbane Centre 120.55. Good night.
120.55, Qantas 1921. Brisbane Centre, QJet 1921, climbing level 180, passing 170.
QJet 1921, Brisbane Centre, g'day, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, QJet 1921.
Qantas 2425, say again.
Qantas 2425, request 5 minutes out of the flight deck.
Qantas 2425, that's approved, notify me when you're back.
2425.
Velocity 1125, descend flight level 130.
Descend flight level 130, velocity 1125.
Brisbane Centre, X-ray Golf Papa, that flight plan should be in the system.
X-ray Golf Papa, flight plan received, so you just VFR up the coast to Sunshine Coast?
Affirmative, X-ray Golf Papa, and we should stay below the CTR.
X-ray Golf Papa, roger, you're clear to the Sunshine Coast, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 4322.
On to 5,000, squawk 4322, X-ray Golf Papa.
X-ray Golf Papa.
Good evening, Christian, top end 161 with you on climb flight level 180.
Top end 161, Brisbane Centre, g'day, climb flight level 360.
Well, 360, top end 161.
Qantas 6122, contact Brisbane Centre 125.2, good night.
4252, Qantas 6122, cheers.
Jetstar 723, contact Brisbane Centre 125.2, good night.
45.2, Jetstar 723.
Brisbane Centre, X-ray Golf Papa, you've
Tim, it is indeed good to be another event, and good to be in an Australian event. Good to be in an Australian event that isn't Sydney to Melbourne.
X-ray Golf Papa, taxi, Bravo 7 for Alpha 7, holding point, runway 019.
Bravo 7 for Alpha 7, holding point, runway 01 right. X-ray Golf Papa.
Velocity 1125, descend Vibe Star 7,000 feet, Cairns QNH 1013. You can expect the ILS approach runway 15.
descend via the 7000, QNH 1013, expecting island, runway 15, velocity 1125.
Brisbane Centre and traffic Mackay, Jetstar 889, taxis runway 14 Mackay.
Jetstar 889, Brisbane Centre, good evening, squawk 4334, no reported traffic, area QNH 1016.
Can you say that squawk again for Jetstar 889, we copied the QNH and no reported up our traffic.
Jetstar 889, squawk 4334.
4334 for Jetstar 889.
Cafe 113, leaving my airspace to the east, Brisbane radio's offline, identification control services are terminated, Mod Unicom 122.8, good night.
One Unicom 11, 8, I'll eliminate by Rowley.
122.8.
122 Dismal, Cafe 13, good night.
Qantas 765, Brisbane Centre.
Qantas 765, flight level 180.
Qantas 765, Brisbane Centre, g'day, climb flight level 340.
Climb flight level 340, Qantas 765, g'day.
Fuel link 484 Delta confirmed, landed Hervey Bay.
Short final, Quebec 484 Delta.
484 Delta, no drive.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 2425, back in the flight deck.
Qantas 2425, thanks.
Brisbane Centre, X-ray Golf Papa was it Bravo or Alpha?
X-ray Golf Bravo, what was your request?
Just confirming which taxi level we're taxing via. X-ray Golf Papa.
X-ray Golf Papa, tracking via Bravo for the Bravo 7, Alpha 7 holding point, runway 01 right.
Bravo 7 for the Alpha 7 holding point. X-ray Golf Papa.
Cool, let's clear out all the Cairns charts.
Top end 161, track direct to Kuka.
Direct Kuka, top end.
Coming in via the Ali. Cool, that is done. Matthew is demanding the old Saab. Yes.
Q-Link 484 Delta, thanks, so much terminated, time 36, good evening.
Indeed, Jason.
Good afternoon, departures, Velocity 1123, climbing
at the back there,
3000.
very important piece of equipment.
Velocity 1123, Brisbane Centre, good evening, identified.
Doesn't help if you, you know,
climb
don't grease it and then don't bother
flight
inspecting it for years.
130.
Could end up upside down.
Climb flight level 130, velocity 1123.
Captain Aviation, g'day.
Qantas 2425, contact Brisbane Centre 125.2, good night.
1252 for Qantas 2425 there.
Okay, so we're done with the set of tanks.
Qantas 511, start clearance available.
Ready to copy for Qantas 511.
Qantas 511 will be the Apollo 8 Alpha arrival, runway 15, when ready descend flight level 250.
Apollo 8, Alpha arrival, runway 15, wind ready 250, Qantas 511.
Velocity 1125, can we get back on our flight plan now?
3,500 feet from Sunny, cleared ILS, runway 15, report established.
TFDi this 3,500 feet from Sunny, cleared ILS, approach runway 15, report established, velocity 1125.
Velocity 1123, turn right heading 060.
Right heading 060, velocity 1123.
Velocity 1123, climb flight level 340.
Flight level 340, velocity 1123. Velocity 1123, is there a chance that we can get back on our flight plan?
Velocity 1123, you'll get there. I just got to get you over the top of the mountains and around the traffic that's on approach.
Ah, 1123 wants to turn into the mountains and die, like we discussed earlier.
Giant 156, Brisbane Centre. Cleared for Giant 156. Giant 156, you leave my airspace to the east. Brisbane radio's offline. Identification control services are terminated. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Good night.
1228 for Giant 156. Thank you so much for service. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
X-ray Golf Papa, filter 01 right at Alpha 7.
Velocity 1123, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 200, velocity 1123.
X-ray Golf Papa, winds 120 at 5 knots, runway 01 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 01 right, X-ray Golf Papa.
Yeah, the new 717 is doing pretty well. The old one would have immediately crashed to desktop.
511 descend, flight level 180.
Yeah, no, 180,
And I'm
Qantas 511.
suspecting now that we've got, you know, quite a major improvement in
Velocity
FPS.
1123, resume our navigation 60 nautical miles to the east of Coondewanna, track direct to Coondewanna, flight plan rate.
Track direct Coondewanna, flight plan rate, velocity 1123.
X-ray Golf Papa 31000.
X-ray Golf Papa, identified, climb 5,000 feet.
Last 5000, X-ray Golf Papa.
QJet 1921, contact Brisbane Centre 125.2, good night.
125.2, QJet 1921.
Brisbane Centre just 8.
Brisbane Centre, QJet 1921, flight level 360.
QJet 1921 Brisbane Centre, good evening. Just advise your current MAC number.
QJet 1921, MAC decimal 78.
QJet 1921. United 2812, descend via the star 10,000, QNH is 1021.
Descend via the star, down to 10,000, QNH 102.
Ah, heading to Gove in the top end. Call sign. ANO is air north. The call sign's top end. What's he flying? The E170. Very nice.
And Zulu 26 back on the deck. Zulu 26 Brisbane Centre.
Aviator 997, g'day. How is social isolation treating you, Mr. Aviator 997? Yes, this new update to the 717 has certainly made this aircraft a lot more usable. We are missing a couple of features in the FMS, but we'll probably get around without that. Would have been lovely to be able to click on that ACARS menu and do some stuff in there. Ah, the outside views work fine in this new update. All good. Yeah, a few weeks ago, even a week ago, we wouldn't have been able to do that without crashing the sim. I do hope the lockdown gets over soon. I am indeed bored. Working from home is kind of interesting, but then, you know, not being able to go anywhere after work is not interesting. I wish it was over in a week, man. I know it's not going to be, because all the stuff that I had planned in a week is already cancelled, so yeah, if everything had gone well, I would have flown to Sydney on Friday coming up. Is that this week?
Last station calling.
No, the week next. So on the Friday the 24th, I would have taken off to Sydney.
Outback 34, Brisbane Centre.
Probably on Tiger Airways.
Centre, Outback 34, IFR, Wedgetail, military aircraft
and then
on
I
the
would
ground.
have gone to the Sydney Symphony Orchard or Shostakovich 5, would have gone to the Anzac Day Parade to watch the marching bands, would have gone to the
4313, call me airborne clearance.
Dragons versus Roosters game at
IFR
Cogra.
traffic and
Would have gone to
call you airborne. Outback
the Nara Airbus A330 flight simulator at just to review them about more flight, and fly Milk on Monday in the sim. Would have had 2 days off, then it would have been down to Wollongong to do the air show and the flight simulator convention. And so far everything is cancelled, including Tiger Airlines' existence. A Cherokee 6 for $3.30 an hour. That's not bad.
That's the Q-Link 4330, correction, 4320, airborne long reach, climb through 3000.
Yeah, the external views used to crash this aircraft, but they've actually released a update which has fixed that problem.
Stand by, Q-Link 4320.
That update came less than a week ago.
Present sensor Q-Link 4320, estimate cost, time 1107.
Q-Link 4320, thanks, you're cleared to Townsville via Lecoq, flight plan route, climb flight level 350.
Cleared to Townsville, Lecoq flight plan route, climb 350. Q-Link 4320.
Velocity 1594, verify passing level.
Passing 8,000.
Velocity 1594, you're identified, cleared to Melbourne via Expo, flight planned route, climb flight level 400.
April the 3rd, there we go. Ginbata. 717 has been plagued with views through crash to desktop for a while now.
For your approach into Sydney, however, tower is online, contact them.
As of April 3rd, both these buttons are now fixed. Hence, this being a thing.
United A63, descend via the SAR 10,000, QNH 1021.
Forrest 6122, request to amend flight level 400.
Qantas 6122, you can climb amended flight level 400.
On flight level 400, Qantas 6122, thank you.
Good for everyone. I think the next stream will be on Friday. We'll be taking the Duchess down to Broome. We will dump it and pick up some other airplane. Don't know which one yet.
430 will be the Cody 7 Alpha Roll, runway 15, maintain
But
flight level 350.
we'll have all weekend to worry about that.
Cody 1, arrival.
So yeah, I don't see myself doing... Actually, we might do some Darwin stuff, because they're doing a Darwin event all week. So I might pop into Darwin a couple of times, whether it's light aircraft or something like 717.
Good evening, Qantas 765.
The female controller, that's cranky at the moment. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't it funny we all know who it is? I mean, we may never have met her, but we know. Oh, the cranky controller at Moorabbin.
Q-Link 4320, identified, verify level.
Center, we are climbing through 170, Q-Link 4320.
Q-Link 4320.
Haha, I've had 997, that is... Okay, g'day, Istanbul, that's a nice place. You guys have a new airport that we don't have in the sim yet. Or do we? I saw someone was making a freeware add-on for it, but I never followed up. The new Istanbul airport. Didn't that just open like last year or was the year before?
velocity 1594. Unfortunately, no further ATC to the south. Control and identification services terminated. Money Unicom 122.8. G'day. Unicom 122.8. Thanks for service today.
Tim Burnett, don't chuck your QNH until you start descending to something that's an altitude. Unless you got like one of those things where you can adjust it and flip it around like the 737 does. 737NG, you can actually adjust the altimeter while keeping standard set, and then you can just flip them around. But aircraft like Airbus A320, this thing, most other aircraft, you can't actually have two QNHs set at the same time. So yeah, keep it on 1013 until you start the descent to an altitude. So it might still be at flight level 210, but if as soon as air traffic control say descend to something feet, then you change over to the QNH. You don't have to wait until the actual transition level. Yeah, there's a new airport at Istanbul, Havalimanı Airport at Istanbul. Have a look at how close these runways are, man. 3-5 left and 3-5 right, they're almost on top of each other. There's only this tiny little one aircraft length space between them. It's almost like they've copied and pasted this airport and just chucked another one here.
United 863,
unfortunately no
further ATC. You're approaching to Sydney. Sydney Tower is online. Contact them 10 miles out. Go to Unicom now. 122.8. G'day.
122.8.
Clearly this one isn't quite constructed yet, but yeah, that's a massive airport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm guessing 6 parallel runways. A bit extreme compared to what we used to have down here. Gildard Airport that we had freeware scenery for in Vatsim. I like that one. Flown out of there a couple of times on Vatsim in the bad old days. One runway there, 2 runways here. They seem to like their close parallels in Istanbul. There's a good event on this weekend coming up, the weekend after Easter. I think it's Dubai to, is it Gatwick? But there's also another event happening at the same time almost in Venice. So I'm almost thinking if I do a Dubai to Venice instead, I'll get good ATC for the entire trip and we'll get to see Venice. Sounds fun. Yeah, American Airlines pilot hasn't been around for a bit. Maybe he's, I don't know what he's been doing. Wouldn't he be in social isolation like the rest of us? Maybe he's, hope he hasn't taken ill. Ooh, head on with other traffic going straight through there. That was awesome. Yeah, that was going to be a cool event, heading up to that place in the Victorian Highlands. I forget the name of Porcupanya. There we go.
Brisbane Centre, g'day, outback 34, departed Williamtown, this time passing 3,500, flight level 360, tracking outbound, Craven departure.
And now it's nothing.
Outback 34, Brisbane Centre, you're identified, cleared to Ambley via Craven, flight plan route, climb flight level 340.
At Ambley via Craven, climb flight level 340, outback 34.
Zulu 26, contact me 125.2. Qantas 6122, contact Brisbane Centre 133.7, g'day.
1337, Qantas 6122, cheers.
Yeah, this is the only airway between Cairns and Darwin, so anybody coming Darwin to Cairns will be flying straight past us. Not many of them doing it though.
For the reduction, mark decimal 83, please.
General mark decimal 83, Jetstar 723.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a bit closer. A couple of Jetsstars just left Darwin there.
Zulu 26, Brisbane Centre.
Zulu 26.
Zulu 26, contact me 125.
Lachlan, I like Arjun because he used to, you know, well, I've done a lot of flying with Arjun. I've only flown with ABAD 997 once,
contact
so
Brisbane Centre 133.7,
to compare him with.
123.7,
I've flown Arjun all over the place in like the 2013 through to 2016 time frame.
Zulu 26, maintain. Light level 300.
So yeah,
Zulu 26.
it's a bit hard to compare a single trip with someone who I've flown hours with. Arjun's actually given me proper instructor time as well, as an instructor pilot, so I paid him for 1.9 hours of dual in the Piper Cherokee Archer. So that's a bit different experience if you're just sitting there as the, you know, the right hand seat passenger compared to actually
Outback
flying
34,
the airplane.
unfortunately, the next sector has dropped that sector, and I'm going to drop Mudgee as well.
So when I say I'd rather fly with Arjun, it just means I'd rather fly the plane myself.
122.8, outback 34.
Well, Arjun's sitting there. Otto in the lane. Yeah, we're just going to test Otto out, see if the autopilot can work. Yeah, that should blow him up. That's another thing, AVN 997, about Porapunka. I've never actually landed on a grass runway before. I've taxied on a grass taxiway at Maitland, but the runway is nice and asphalt. That would have been the smallest runway I've ever landed on. OMG. I just received an email from Mad Dog X. Observe.
Brisbane Centre, g'day, Jetstar 82, maintain flight level 350.
Via the Mad Dog X, shared cockpit.
Brisbane Centre, g'day, not yet identified. Report your estimate for Killick.
Roger, stand by, Jetstar 82.
Free for all customers, open beta. The general public who wants to
Good
participate.
afternoon, Brisbane Centre, velocity
Heavily
1123 with you for level 340. Velocity 1123, Brisbane Centre, g'day.
A lot of our other improvements.
Brisbane Centre, Jetstar 82, position report.
Jetstar 82, go for it.
Brisbane Centre, Jetstar 82 with Elgo time 04, estimating
Spoilers
QH time
don't come out until you're at landing gear down with Fox 28.
Jetstar 82, Brisbane, copies Curlick time 17, flight level 350.
Cool, we'll need to revisit the FSU OPC assignments apparently. That's annoying. Does anybody have the Mad Dog X, the MD80? I only need the MD82 add-on. I know I use the MD88 quite a lot, but if anyone has the MD82,
Brisbane Centre cruise after good evening, Philippines 209 inbound, bound flight level 3900.
Philippine 209 at Brisbane Centre, g'day, you're identified, maintain flight level 390.
Maintain level 390, Philippine 209.
cool. Anyone with the MD80? Because I'd like to give it a go with the multi-crew. Now I've got good internet as well, and a good PC that won't, you know, randomly crap out.
Velocity 1123, just a question. Do we need your position reports over 1 October? Velocity 1123, negative. It's just the aircraft with the position report before is outside of radar coverage. You won't lose radar coverage in your flight. Alright, Roger, thanks very much.
Jetstar 1152, we are at flight level 350 and requesting to leave the flight deck for about 10 minutes, that's possible.
Jetstar 1152, no problems, report back.
Report one back for Jetstar 1152.
Yeah, that's true. That's why these aircraft often
Velocity 9247, Brisbane Centre, g'day, star clearance
use ailerons as
available.
you, if you put the yoke in, about that much turn just uses the
Velocity
ailerons, and then once you go
9247,
past a
star is
certain
VVEC
amount, it's
25
usually about
Alpha
30
arrival
degrees
for runway
of
11,
deflection,
report when ready for descent.
and it deploys one speed brake, one set of spoilers on one of the wings. Good stuff, Brent Brady. I also have a new GPU, new entire computer in fact, since we last did a shared cockpit. And of course NBN on 100 megabit per second. So back in the old days when I was on 0.8 megabit per second.
German cargo 8755 Brisbane Centre, g'day. And the other station that was talking, just say again, please.
Qantas 2425, we just had to duck out because we intend to something. But did we miss any radio calls?
Nope.
Special Forces G'day, killing all 42.
Cubic 4320, no one, unfortunately no one's covering the sector you've just gone into. Monitor Unicom 122.8.
122.8.
Fish and chips, not a bad meal. Unfortunately, my fish and chip shop.
And Oz Cargo 2425, that's
but
A
my
negative,
nearest
you
fish
didn't
and
miss
chip shop
anything.
is closed on Mondays. It's a great sacrilege.
German Cargo 8755, start clearance available. German Cargo 8755, start clearance Vec 25 Alpha, arrival for runway 11, report red and ready for descent.
Roger, Vec 25 Alpha.
Is that Morton Island? I think it is. We're in the Gulf of Carpentaria, that is Morton Island.
Zulu Oscar Papa, descend flight level 130.
No, this one.
Descend flight level 130, Zulu Oscar Papa.
Sorry about that, yeah. So this is the South Wellesley Islands, Mornington Island,
Got a
Wellesley
430
Island,
leaving my airspace, then no further A2C, monitor Unicom
somewhere.
122.8.
122.8, and are we allowed to descend?
Qantas 430 on
And
Unicom.
Karumba behind us. And
Brother,
yeah,
122.8.
this is that whole area where the Dutch explorer William Janszoon came to Australia in 1603 on board his Flute, F-L-Y-U-T-E, very small cargo ship. They eventually landed somewhere near Weipa, just slightly north of Weipa. And currently today you can't even drive there because there's no roads. So the very first European to land in Australia, you can't even go there. It's Dwifken. D-U-Y-F-K-E-N. Dwifken. Dwifken? Something like that. Yeah, his ship was Dwifken. They named Dwifken Point after the place that they landed at. Just outside of Weipa. But actually to get to Dwifken Point, you pretty much need to get a boat. Somehow we open the door.
Cabin altitude. Cabin altitude.
They really need to fix that, don't they?
Cabin altitude. Cabin altitude.
I wasn't even pressing the keyboard and the door opened. How did that happen? That's alright. You may need to update it if you don't have it for version 4.5, which may involve buying it again, but get it. Delta Airlines, what can I say? Airline pilot guy. Cab out's coming back. No, we somehow opened the front door without even touching the keyboard. There you go, back to normal.
Jetstar 945, 5x5.
Cheers, just went vital and I thought my headphones just thumbs up.
Jetstar 945.
Yep, someone flew out the door. Don't know who it was.
Hey, language man, we got kids here.
I was just sitting there in external view talking about the Defoiken Point, and then suddenly I just see the text in the corner saying the door is open. It's like, what? Why? Why is the door open? I'm not sure. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. I'm considering having both P3D and X-Plane. But the tipping point for me will be that MD11 that's coming out. Once that MD11 is released to the public, I'm just going to buy it. I like MD11s. Gonna have to get some X-Plane scenery from Memphis and fly MD11s all over the place. But yeah, I agree. Tim Burnett said the correct thing. Wait for Microsoft Flight Sim, the new Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. It's going to be a much better simulator visually than this thing. Yes, maybe someone saw snakes on the plane and decided that they had enough of these snakes on this plane.
That's 2425 Brisbane Centre, contact centre now on 133.7.
1337 requires 2425, that's just what we're about to ask for, thanks, see ya.
All good.
Boysenberry. I do like a good boysenberry ice cream as well. It's a bit hard to find in Australia sometimes, at least any good stuff. Most of the time that I get boysenberry ice cream, it's literally from the New Zealand ice cream company. And the other option is at the movies. They often have it there as a choc top. Corona. He jumped out. This person was coughing. Ah! Did they jump out or did they throw the corona patient out? Yes.
Correction, looking 9422.
I remember that, Nick.
23,
That was hilarious.
Yeah, just confirming the start of the arrival. We'll be expecting the...
Mitch I. How you doing?
VOR into,
Over there in Twitch land. I've been
Velocity 9423.
keeping track of you Twitchies. I haven't even been looking at your chat, which is fine because no one's been chatting. Cool. Anyway, Mitch EYC. AYC? I don't know. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Velocity 9423, you can expect the RNAV.
Understood, 9423.
Jason's in the MD. Mitchie. Okay. Thanks, Mitchie. Are you a YouTuber or also just on Twitch? Because I am horrible with Twitch. P3D is worth getting unless you've already got a sim.
And
if you've already got a sim, if it's FSX, it might be worth getting.
Darwin, QNH
If it's X-Plane, I'd suggest stick with X-Plane for a little while.
Now 134.1.
Because there's a new Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out and it's looking pretty good. You know, I reckon it'll be out before the end of the year. Might skip into next year because of this economic slowdown, I don't know. But, you know, they might release it at the end of the year, they might release it into the beginning of next year. But, new Microsoft Flight Sim,
level 350.
a lot of people calling it
82,
Microsoft Flight
thanks,
Sim
you're
2020.
identified, no further position reports required.
But, yeah, wait for it. That's my suggestion. Yeah, P3D, the new version 5 is coming in a week, something like that.
Velocity 9247 approved, report once back.
That was Qantas 765, I will report back though.
Yep, Ben. Once the rotate MD11 is out, we're going to go and have a check out of X-Plane. But then, of course, we're going to have E3, the new version of Microsoft Flight Simulator to worry about as well. And what did you accomplish in your life? I survived 2020 in Australia. ScoMo, fires, mud rain, social isolation for 3 months. Yeah, 2020 is turning out into a killer year. Yeah, that's right, the old toilet paper conundrum of 2020.
Brisbane Center, Qantas 765 back.
Qantas 765. Gearjet 1921, contact Brisbane Center 133.7, g'day.
133.7, Gearjet 1921.
The 2012 contact Brisbane Center 125.2, bye-bye.
Brisbane Center on 125.2, velocity 2012.
I reckon once the social isolation thing's finished, we can just, you know, cancel the rest of 2020 and call it 2021 from then on. Doesn't matter when it is. Could be in mid-July. It's like, it's mid-July here. That's the end of 2020. Bye. 2021 now. Brisbane Center, QJet 1921, flight level 360.
QJet 1921, Brisbane Center, g'day.
Yep. Saying, hi, I survived 9/11. Well, so did I, but I was in Sydney. Here we go. Crossing. Boom. That was pretty wild. That's us there. Still a bit before we get a couple more crossings, but we've got 2 of them in rapid succession, and another 2 in even rapider succession. After that, we run out. By that logic, everyone survived 9/11 because they're not dead. Thanks for that. Have a good meeting. 9 PM. Yeah, we'll probably still be streaming until about 9. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Have a good time. You can always watch a replay, and we'll probably do the VFR stream in about, well, Friday. But I think there might actually be opportunities to do more of them because
just a 921 sending there.
the guys doing Darwin are actually going to be doing Darwin all week, so it's hopefully something close to about 12 hours a day of Darwin air traffic control. And that includes this entire big sector here, which includes Broome.
Brisbane Centre, good evening, Qantas 675 with
and
you,
all the
flight
places
level
we're going to,
350.
which is Broome, Halls
Qantas
Creek,
675,
down the south
g'day.
there, and down to about there. So that'll be cool. Ah, Toilet Inspector. You were watching it live on TV when it happened. I also was watching it live when it happened. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. There was a whole confluence of events that led to me turning on the TV at, I think it was like nearly 10 o'clock at night that day on September 11th. Time zones, you know, sitting in Australia. The girlfriend that I've been dating literally dumped me maybe somewhere between 7 PM and 8 PM on September 11th, and I was distraught, and I turned the TV on during a time that I normally wouldn't be watching the TV, and turned it on just in time to watch a 767 go smash into WTC.
Thanks.
.997 was 3. I was first year of university in 9/11. I'd already finished high school. It wasn't first year, it must have been second year. Looking at the time frame, yeah. I graduated high school in before 2000, so yeah, started uni at 2000, so it was 2001 I was second year.
Station calling second. Jetstar 1152 with you, flight level 350. Jetstar 1152, center. And Jetstar 1152, we're going to have to leave the flight deck for a few more minutes, so can we just get that please? Thank you. Jetstar 1152, stand by.
You're asking to be married. I've never been married.
Jetstar 1152, due traffic, you able to maintain flight level 330? Yeah, sure, we'll go over to 330 for Jetstar 1152. Jetstar 1152, thanks. Descend and maintain amended flight level 330. .1152, yeah, just to maintain flight level 330 and the ASK is approved.
She said I was too clingy. Anyway. Maybe that too. Maybe I'm too much on flight sim and girls don't get along. Hey honey, can I play flight sim? What again?
Qantas 6112, contact Brisbane Centre 133.2. Qantas 6122, contact Centre 133.2.
1332, Qantas 6122.
Oh, see, if a girl says planes or me, then the door's over there.
Jetstar 1152,
Now, might be
maintaining
better for
flight level
evacuation.
330,
The
and
emergency exits can be found to
what's
the
the
left and
update
right.
on that request for leaving the flight deck?
1152, that's approved, so let me know when you're back.
Won't be long,
Good
we'll
old
come back,
FSX
Jetstar
menu
1152.
music. I remember that. That was funny. The most hilarious thing ever was when they played the FSX menu music as a song at the Avalon Air Show. That happened in, I think it was 2007. Might have been the one before that, 05. Might have been both actually, but yeah. Walking into Avalon Air Show and they've got ba 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 ba. Like what? Why? Why is the flight sim music here at Avalon Air Show?
Brisbane Centre, g'day, Care Flight 26 Alpha, King Air, departed man and grader, we're requesting code and traffic flight 180.
Yeah, that's true. 07. Must have been 07. Because FSX was released in 2006. So of course it couldn't have been Avalon 2005 because time travel doesn't exist. You say that now, Nick, but at some point someone is going to make you desire to spend time with them. And you won't have a choice. You will. You'll mess it up. You'll mess it up.
Jetstar 945 Brisbane Centre, report your current Mach speed.
And I'm saying person deliberately because, you know, not everyone's straight.
Jetstar 945 for sequencing, reduce Mach decimal 7.
You're right, Aviator 997. Aviation relationships. It does depend on the person. But yeah, you're away from home a lot. Relationships that are distant more than they are together are a strange and difficult thing.
Qantas 675 Brisbane Centre, report current Mach speed.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 675, Mach decimal 795.
Qantas 675, roger, for sequencing, reduce Mach decimal 77.
Mach decimal 77
Root
for
Island.
Qantas 675.
We flew there on the Around Australia tour. And there's Bickerton Island just in the distance
Brisbane
there.
Centre, top end 161, request descent.
Zoom into the fields.
Top end 161, descend flight level 180.
That's the
Level
airfield
180,
there.
161.
Bit blurry. And Bickerton, the airfield will be in
Jetstar
there.
723, contact Brisbane Centre 133 decimal 2.
133 decimal 2, Jetstar 723, sir.
Good one.
And Centre, g'day, Care Flight 26, I think we've got you on VHF now. We've departed man and greeter for Darwin, Knife, King Air.
Oh, something's going on man and greeter.
Code and traffic flight level 200.
That's pretty cool.
Care Flight 26, Centre, g'day,
This is
Squawk
us.
3261.
No, that's Lachlan. Cool, this is
Code
us. Fine.
3261, Care Flight 26.
So we've got the Jetsstars, two of them right together. Popping straight overhead soon.
Care Flight.
Resperm, they are rare and they do exist. But excessively rare. Actually, back when I was doing proper pilot school, back in 2003, the chief flying instructor was
Care Flight
a female.
26,
She's
verify
pretty
level,
cool.
passing. Care Flight 26, we're through flight level 148, requesting flight level 200 and Cara on the hour. Care Flight 26 identified, cleared to Darwin via Cara, flight plan route, climb flight level 200. Cleared to Darwin via Cara, planned route, flight level 200, Care Flight 26.
How do you get girls to like planes? Take them up in a plane. And if they don't like it after that, then there's no hope. But yeah, put your girl inside a plane.
52 Brisbane Centre,
That's your best
report Mach
chance.
speed.
A real plane, not a sim. Doesn't matter where you go. You do circuits at Bankstown.
Is that a call for Jetstar 1152?
Still a girl on a plane. We'll get you there.
1152 firm, report your Mach speed.
We're at Mach 7.8 on the indicated airspeed.
Jetstar 1152, if able, increase Mach speed decimal 80.
How Boeing crazy? You know I'm Mad Dog crazy, don't you?
Increase speed to Mach decimal 80.
I know
or
McDonnell Douglas
Jetstar
essentially
1152.
became part of Boeing, but still. MD-95. No, this new 717 upgrade is actually making this plane possible to use. It's shot back up the list again. It's not top tier, but it's pretty close. That said, we haven't landed it yet, so we'll have to see how it goes on landing. I do remember on descent, using the speed brake was always a bit of a problem. Marry a plane. Isn't there that German woman that married a Hapag Lloyd 737? What'll happen when they scrap her plane?
Good afternoon, Brisbane Centre, velocity 1123, with you, flight level 340.
Here we go, Jetstar flying under us.
Velocity 1123, Centre, g'day.
And another one. Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so good evening, Kilo Romeo Zulu, flight level 380.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, Brisbane Centre, g'day.
There you go.
Care Flight 26, contact Brisbane Centre now 133 days.
German woman plans to marry a Boeing
1332, Care Flight
737-800.
26, g'day.
What? And 20 miles on. He's 1,000 below us. I think we'll go for that view there. Yep. Look how sharp those transitions are in this plane now. There's Groot Island Airfield. Bickerton Island Airfield over there. Here's our encounter with Jetstar. And another one. Coming up thick and fast here. Good old Qantas 73.
Just on for 5, requesting 5 minutes down, 5 minutes.
Which jet's the pencil jet? I thought that would have been something like the DC-8 or something.
Station calling Sega.
Just on 945, requesting 5 minutes down on the flight deck.
Just on 946, no problem.
There's Gove over there. I think that little campsite that we flew into with the dirt runways down there somewhere. See a little bit of improved scenery just around here, around that river.
Qantas 2425, contact Centre 133, decimal 2.
What was that place called again? Garn? Or is it the something or other river? Garn's a bit further north, isn't it? And there's Lake Abella further up.
Qantas 2425, contact Brisbane Centre 133, decimal 2.
133 decimal 2 for Qantas 2425, yeah.
Cool. So it's a bit of a difference that we've flown into these tiny airports.
Leave controlled area descending, no reported IFR traffic, and your area to an H Gove 1012.
In a jet.
So leave controlled area on descent to QNH 1012, top end 161.
I remember someone at the beginning of the stream was asking if I would rather the 717 or the Dash 8. And the other thing I have to remind you of is is it July 2001? I was flying with Impulse Airlines on their 717. And I got to sit right there in that seat. Alright there, in flight. I asked them, could I visit the jump seat, and they said yes. So I got to sit in there for quite a long time actually, and have a chat to the pilots. I think that day we were flying at flight level 340 from Sydney to Brisbane, and they did the highest of high-speed descents. Past 10,000 feet, they got clearance to a high speed below 10,000, and they stuck 330 knots on the MCP window there, FCU they call it. And yeah, they pulled 330 knots until they were beamed the runway on downwind at Brisbane, runway 01. And after that, they just pulled everything back, chucked the gear down, and went into that massive visual left-hand turn onto runway 01. I don't think they touched the throttles from the time that they were beamed the runway. It's like idle power, done.
Jetstar 945 back to cockpit.
Yeah, the jump seat was cool. This is the only jet that I've ever flown jump seat on, the 717. Yeah, back in 2001. So, oh, this is cool. Every time I travel, I'll ask for the jump seat. And then, you know, September happened.
Jetstar 1152 is back in the flight deck for good this time.
Star 1150.
UK buzzing. So is, look at the Asia. Asia's going off as well. In fact, you could fly from Darwin all the way up to the Philippines today without any broken ACC. That's pretty cool. You could even fly from Darwin over to, I'm guessing this is Singapore, even Malaysia. There's Singapore there. Malaysia's open as well. Vietnam, you could manage that maybe, if you routed it around that way. Yeah, Vietnam into Darwin. Vietnam to Cairns.
QJ 1921, contact center 133.2.
133.2, QJ 1921.
Good evening, top end 130.
No, Impulse is not around anymore. Impulse became Jetstar. Kind of. Qantas bought out Impulse. They purchased all their airplanes, including the 717s, which are these aircraft now. Same airplanes, different livery. So these are the Impulse aircraft, actually. And they created Jetstar out of the skeleton of Impulse, in Newcastle even. Then of course they absorbed the 717s into the fleet, and Jetstar ended up with the A330s, A320s, and 787s. Person send out jet, QJet 1921, flight level 360.
QJet 1921, Brisbane Centre, g'day. It's our 723 star clearance available.
Ready to copy.
Just our 723 star clearance, X25, uniform, arrival runway 11, report ready for this.
Yeah, UK's doing okay, but they need more centres online.
X25 uniform, arrival runway 11, report ready for descent, Jetstar 723.
Stuff UK, you got the entirety of
And
Italy
confirm we're
on.
on the RNAV as well.
Most of Germany. Greece is on. That's a Eurocontrol area over the most of the Caucasus. Up to Denmark if you wanna. Paris is online.
Care flight 26, Brisbane Centre, star clearance available.
Cool, Paris is
Go
online.
ahead, care flight 26.
Can't do anything about it though, because I've got work to do.
Go to 7 Alpha, arrival for runway 11, report ready for descent.
Cleared the gate at 7 Alpha, arrival runway 11, care flight 26.
Okay, Darwin at ETA 36, so I'm about 50 minutes away from touchdown. Just about, yeah, a little bit under an hour. Is Ansett Australia still around? No.
ABC descent 10,000, Darwin QNH 1011.
I was there for most of Jetstar's
Down
beginning.
10,000 1011, Jetstar 82.
Way back, even before Jetstar started flying, they wanted to prove to CASA that they could load and unload a 717 in 20 minutes. No one had ever done it before. And so what they did was baggage and passenger loading trials. And I actually got onto that. A friend of mine was essentially had a job for Jetstar and said, hey, we need people to come and volunteer to pretend to be passengers. You'll come down to the airport, you'll check in, you'll put a bag through, bring a suitcase or something, and then just walk onto the aeroplane. Then we'll feed you some free food from the aircraft menu. Then you'll get out and check out while other passengers check in. Then you'll do it 2 or 3 times and that'll be the day. Get some free lunch and off you go. Get to sit in the 717. So I thought, yeah, why not? I like the 717. So I think that was 2001? Might have been 2002. Yeah, it would have been 2002. Maybe 03? It was September. It wasn't 01. Might have been 02, might have been 03, but yeah, before Jetstar became an airline, I got to sit in their completely white, stripped back bare livery.
Qantas 6122, ready for descent.
Qantas 6122 Brisbane, sir, decent flight level 250.
250, Qantas 6122.
Yeah, it's going to be 03, thinking about the dates, because I remember I had my final...
good evening, Kilo Romeo.
One of my final exams at university that year, and that would have been...
Kilo Romeo, hold up, Brisbane, send me good up.
So 3 or 4? Might have been 04. Was it my actual final year, or was it the year after that when I was doing a single course? Because I stuffed up my university electives, and I ended up 1 credit short, so I did 1 semester where I came into university 2 hours a week to finish one unit, and then I eventually graduated halfway through the next year. So I think it was during that time. But yeah, that was quite fun, doing loading trials on the 717. Check in a fake bag, get on board, get fed some food, and then get back out. That was fun. And the other thing that I did was the very first Airbus A320 that Jetstar ever flew.
Just the 82 contact approach.
So Jetstar had the A320 started in 2005. And I was still living in Sydney then, not for much longer. I eventually left, but I think it was the last year I was...
24-25 Southwest available.
Yeah, it was the last year. It's the same girlfriend that I broke up with on September 11th. Second relationship with the same person. 2005.
24-25.
I was on the A320, the very first A320 that flew for Jetstar.
24-25 Southwest.
And we all arrived at about 6 o'clock in the morning at Sydney Airport.
Descend flight level
Ready and raring to get on this new A320, and the A320 was cancelled. It had some mechanical problems up in Newcastle. They couldn't actually bring it down to Sydney to fly passengers on. So they all bumped us off onto a Qantas mainline 767. So my first flight in the Jetstar A320 ended up being a 767 for Qantas. An hour late. And Qantas was feeding the Qantas passengers, who were spread throughout the 767, and not feeding the Jetstar passengers anything. It's like, oh, you're a Jetstar passenger, that means you get nothing. Haha. So sitting there looking at someone else eat right next to you, and you get nothing. Yeah, I've done quite a few cool flight things. Yeah, Brindabella Airlines, they had the Metroliner, they also had that wonderful Jetstream 4100.
Qantas 6122, descend flight level 130.
130, Qantas 6122.
Yeah, the 747 was a good flight. I first flew on a 747-200 when I was 2 years old. I can't remember a thing. Then again when I was 4 years old, and I do remember being very fascinated with the toilet. Then between the age of 4 years old and just a few months ago, didn't touch the 747 again until, yeah, January 2020. Spencer was supposed to be on a Lufthansa 747 this month or next month, and clearly that's not going to happen because there's no flights between Seattle and anywhere in Europe at the moment. Bell 407, that's not a bad plane. The other good chopper that I've been on is the Eurocopter, Aerospatiale EC, I can't remember the name, 300 something. No, that's it, EC 130. I've been in the EC 130 at Avalon Air Show. That's a very nice chopper. William calling it like it is. You know, it's crazy when there was more people flying in the flight sims than in the real world. I was looking at Flight Radar 24 the other day. I think it was on Saturday or so. And yeah. I think there were in about 5 aircraft over Australia when I was looking at it. There was only 2 over New Zealand, the entire country. And I do know, for instance, that during Cross the Pond we had 3,111 pilots on Vatsim, and the actual real world had less than that, at 2,000 something or other. Swiss A220.
Got a 6122 descend 10,000 Darwin QNH 1011.
10,000 1011 Qantas.
Anyway, we should listen to the ATIS.
6122.
128.25.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 765 with you at flight level 340.
And we'll pick that up radio 2.
765 Brisbane Centre.
degrees. 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometres or more. View 1,800 feet. Temperature +28. Dew point +26. QNH 1010. On first contact with Darwin ground or approach notify receipt of Romeo. Darwin terminal information Romeo. 0-30. Expect
South 723, descend flight level 130.
Descend level 130, get South 723.
4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometres or more. View 1,800 feet.
That's top of the send up there, about 100 miles away.
Dew point +26. QNH 1010. On first contact with Darwin ground or approach notify receipt of Romeo. Darwin terminal information Romeo. 0-30. Expect area navigation approach. Runway 11. Surface wind 010 degrees. 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometres or more. View 1,800 feet. Temperature +28. Dew point +26. QNH 1010. On first contact with Darwin ground or approach notify receipt of Romeo.
Cool, so it's information Romeo. We'll be using runway 10, was it? 11, sorry. D for Darwin.
QJet 1921, star clearance available.
QJet 1921, ready copy.
QJet 1921, star clearance is the VEG25 uniform arrival runway 11, descend flight level 250 when ready.
VEG25 for arrival runway 11, down flight level 250 when ready. QJet 1921.
QJet 1921. Got a 6122 descend to 7,000, runway 11, you can expect the RNAV Zulu.
In profile.
7,000, we expect the RNAV Zulu, Qantas 6122.
It's going to be the runway 11 RNAV. Trying to reckon RNAV Zulu. Let's see. In via Alot, Nazux or Given. It's Nazix.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, star clearance available.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, go ahead.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, Vec 25 Alpha, arrival runway 11, when ready, descend flight level 250.
Vec 25 Alpha, runway 11, when ready, descend 250. Kilo Romeo Zulu.
Nazux. How far is that? Must have been inbound by DWWWE. Let's double check it again. Just hoping there'll be Yankee arrival. That would actually be the correct one. What's that? Uniform.
Brisbane Centre, Juliet Uniform Hotel at 2,500.
Juliet Uniform Hotel, Brisbane
Runway 11, the uniform.
Go ahead with your intentions.
And minimum profile is...
Would you like to manoeuvre for a full stop landing at Darwin International? Juliet Uniform
354.
Hotel.
Juliet Uniform Hotel, no problems. Track to join a left downwind runway 11. For the circuit, once you're established on downwind tower 133.2.
Okay, we'll make for a left downwind for runway 11, and on downwind we'll contact tower on 133.2. Juliet Uniform Hotel.
Okay, Vecpoo to Vecpoo. It's
Brisbane Centre, Delta Romeo Whiskey with you passing through flight level 120 for flight level 190.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, Brisbane Centre, g'day, Squawk 4316.
Squawk 4316, Delta Romeo Whiskey.
Don't know how Darwin ended up in the middle of
Care
it.
Flight 26, we're top descent in 2 minutes.
Weird.
Care Flight 26, descend flight level 130.
Flight level 130, Care Flight 26.
Kind of 6122, descend to 4000.
So from Vecpoo to ITTSA.
4,000, kind of 6122.
Jetstar 723, descend 10,000, Darwin QNH 1011.
20,000 and 1011, Jetstar 723.
Some bizarre stuff going on there.
Go to 765, Brisbane Centre.
Qantas 765.
Qantas 765, star clearance, Vecpoo 5, uniform arrival for runway 11, descend flight level 250 when ready.
Descending to flight level 250 for runway 11, Vecpoo. Qantas 765.
Qantas 765, confirm Vecpoo 5, uniform arrival, and descend flight level 250 at your top of descent point.
Vecpoo 5 arrival, flight level 250, top of descent.
Qantas 765. Delta Romeo Whiskey identified, verified passing level.
Centre, Delta Romeo Whiskey passing 14,400.
That's a bit better. There's top descent, come back to normal.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, thanks. Climb flight level 190. Your star clearance, Vecpoo 5, uniform arrival for runway 11, from present position, track direct to Vecpoo.
Starting at Vecpoo, there it is, Vecpoo 5 Alpha arrival.
Cleared the VEG2 5 Alpha Star runway 11, track direct VEG2 Delta Romeo Whiskey.
Old tag. Upper Rocks, Kitty. Given a lot. Nazook. And from Nazook it is DN404 straight on to the runway 11. Mr. Approach procedure is via the 430450.
On a 6122 descend to 3000. From Kitty, track direct to Whiskey Delta to join the Arnav Zulu runway 11.
That's looking good. Minimum approach is 354.
On a 6122.
3000, corner 6122.
So corner 6122, just second.
Down at 3000, corner 6122.
On a 6122, and just confirm from Kitty, track direct to Darwin Whiskey Delta to join the Arnav Zulu runway 11.
Darwin Whiskey Delta to join the Arnav for runway 101, corner 6122.
Jetstar 723 descend to 7000.
Cool. Runway 11. We'll probably have to vacate Delta and come back. Yeah, we'll do that. Off on Delta. Once we do come back, it'll be into preferably the RPT apron, sitting along 6, 7, 8 or 9. They might give us a gate, but I doubt it.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 765 requesting 2 minutes out of the cockpit.
On a 765.
Spencer Packer. I don't know where Nick is or Aaron is. I'm closest to Essendon, but Moorabbin's not too far. There's Fox Bats at Moorabbin. There's also Piper Cherokees and stuff down at Moorabbin. More 172s than I can shake a stick at. A couple of 182s. Flight with an instructor in OZ. Let's see, about 280 now.
723 descend to 3000.
So the 3000 gets off.
And with Arjun, we did a 2-hour flight for about $380. So I'm assuming half of that, but he was giving me mates rates.
Qantas 2425 descend fly level 1.
We did a 2-hour flight lesson as a trial introductory flight. It touch and goes at Wollongong. Yeah, 250 is about what I'm seeing. I said 260, but yeah. Oh, Lilydale for 160 on the Jabiru. Yeah, that sounds about right, because Lilydale's way out there, and the Jabiru's are pretty cheap. And I mean that in both senses of the word. $4.50 an hour.
Velocity 1123, you on frequency?
No, I spent, I remember I've still got the bill, $385.
Brisbane Centre, Qantas 765 back.
Qantas 765.
To be fair, I think he might have waived his instructor's fee on that.
Just our 723 from Kitty, track direct to Darwin Whiskey Delta to join the Arnav Zulu for runway 11.
From Kitty,
if you live in
Q,
Darwin
for the
Moorabbin is not only closer, but actually much cheaper than Essendon. Essendon's a massively expensive airport to operate into. The landing fees are horrendous. Mostly because it's right next to Melbourne Airport, and Melbourne is also horrendous. So, as soon as you need to open that frequency and talk to a Melbourne approach controller, you're done. Yeah, Jabberoo sounds like a good aeroplane. Those Rotax engines, they're a bit small for me though, you know, I'm a big chunky guy. As someone else was saying, a fat pom. I took offence at being called a pom.
Cairns 260, send to 8,000.
8,000, Care Flight 26.
Qantas 6122, contact the tower now on 133.
That's how much we have. We currently have 5.6 tonnes. We left with
Tower
9.
1331, Qantas 6122, cheers.
Yeah, we've used about 4.5 tonnes of fuel. So if we needed to fly all the way back to Cairns, we'd still be fine. $150 for $60.
Velocity 1123, with you, level 340. Velocity 1123, Brisbane Centre, g'day.
I think the 150 is a bit small for you, but whatever. If it's $60, I'll go. Just make sure it's not full of fuel.
And Cairns 260, send to 4,000.
Give it 1 hour
of you can expect
fuel plus 45 holding.
4,000, runway 11, Care Flight 26. And what initial approach fix do you want us to plan for that Whiskey Golf?
AFM Whiskey Golf.
Roger.
Is flying fun? Dude, you're flight simming right now. What do you think?
Qantas 2425, descend 10,000, Darwin QNH 1011.
Descend 10,000, QNH 1011, on 2425.
That is fair. Not having money is a bit of an issue. Having a job helps you get money. Just put it
Delta
out.
Romeo Whiskey for sequencing, turn left heading heading 300.
Left heading 300, Delta Romeo Whiskey.
Jetstar 723 from Kitty, track direct to Darwin Whiskey Delta to join the RNAV runway 11.
From Key, track direct Darwin Whiskey Delta to the RNAV
Yeah.
runway 11.
There's still people running in Melbourne to Sydney.
And Cairns 26 from Vickers, you can track direct to Darwin Whiskey Golf to join the RNAV Zulu runway 11.
From Vicker, track direct to Darwin Whiskey Golf for the RNAV Zulu runway 11 approach, Care Flight 26.
Piper Saratoga is a good kite.
And Cairns 26, reduced 210 knots indicated.
Just speed 210 knots, Care Flight 26.
And we're on the way down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking from the flight deck. We're beginning a descent into Darwin at this stage, and we do anticipating arriving there in about 20 to 25 minutes. We do thank you for flying with us on Qantaslink and hope you have enjoyed the flight on board our Boeing 717. In preparation for landing, I'll ask that you return to your seats as soon as you can, as the seatbelt signs will be turned on shortly in preparation for landing. Look at the weather down in Darwin today. A little bit of squally conditions with a bit of wind and cloud around. Temperature currently 28 degrees Celsius. We do hope you've enjoyed flying with Qantas and wish you a very pleasant and safe on-road journey.
And Cairns 26, will you need a little bit more to get down?
No, we'll be fine, Care Flight 26.
Care Flight 26. Just 723. I'm gonna cancel your track. Turn left heading 260 for the moment.
Exactly.
260, Jet 723.
Just 723. You can expect
It's not the
to
easiest
be
thing in the
back
world,
onto track for
but sometimes
Whiskey
hard
Echo
things are
shortly.
fun.
This will be back on for Whiskey Echo shortly, Jet 723 an hour.
Learning a new skill. I always laughed at. I was a crap simulator pilot until I started doing real lessons.
Flight level 130.
Flight level 130, QJet 1921.
Velocity 1123, start clearance available.
Yep, get an intro flight. It's about, what's it? If my intro flight was with
Velocity 1123, Brisbane Centre.
for 2 hours, but normal intro flight's like 20 minutes.
Velocity 1123, start clearance, Vegpoo 5, uniform arrival, runway 11. When ready, descend flight level 250.
The autopilot's doing the descent for me at the moment, so I'll just hold it to go to flight level 190. We're sitting in profile mode, which means it'll follow the correct position, essentially to maintain the current speed with idle power. So it's just pulled the power down to idle, and it's just maintaining that speed by dropping out of the sky.
Confirm the altitude when ready, flight level 250, correct?
It's already determined that we'll
flight level
reach
250 when ready.
19,000 feet by the time we hit what's the position?
I'll send it. It's runway 11. I'll send it to you in
You can
text.
see it. Vegpoo will cross that 12,900 feet. Allteg at 9,000. Up rocks at 7,000. 6,000 at Kitty. 1,900 feet at DN404. And the runway 11 is at 203. So, computer was programmed to do that.
Papa Oscar Hotel,
And so it does
Brisbane
apply itself.
Centre, good day. You can walk.
We have a descent
4312.
checklist. Okay, landing data is set. Our V-speeds have been already set by the program. They are approach speed of 134.
23, turn right, track direct to Whiskey Delta, so if you're changing it on your multiple run. Track direct to Whiskey Delta and cleared the Arnav Zulu for runway 11.
Trip at Whiskey Delta, clear the Arnav runway 11, Jet 723 an hour is mine.
Care Child 26, Tower 133.1, see ya.
Oh, Tower 1331, Care Flight 26, see ya.
Brisbane Centre, Phoenix 61 on the ground at RAF 10 request.
Too many runways at Melton.
Phoenix 61, clearance for Darwin unavailable at this time, remain outside controlled airspace.
Roger, will remain outside airspace, Phoenix 61. That's going to Kilo Romeo Zulu, leaving flight level 380 for 250.
Darwin has 2 runways.
Zulu, thanks.
Melton's only got, what, 3 runways? 2 runways? It's grass, so as many runways as you want. If any airport has too many runways in Australia, it's Moorabbin. 2 groups of parallels and a third. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 runways. Bankstown though only has the 3 parallels. I'll be using runway 11, which is a long one, without the ILS. That one there, 11.
Qantas 2425, descend to 3000.
I doubt we'll get vacated before Echo 2.
Qantas 2425.
So I might need to go out to Delta and come back. Well, aim at Delta, at Echo 2. If we
Qantas
can.
2425, slow to minimum clean speed.
They're on clean speed, Qantas 2425.
Yep, and I'm territory now.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, descend flight level 130.
Sound Fiber 130, Kilo Romeo Zulu.
And Qantas 2425, track direct to Darwin Whiskey Delta to join the RNAV Zulu for runway 11.
Track direct Darwin Whiskey Delta for RNAV Zulu runway 11, class 9425.
Yep, rock up at the place, make sure you have plenty of money. And say, hi, I'd like to take some flight lessons. And I can guarantee you within maybe 3 or 4 hours you will be in a plane. As long as you paid them some money.
Altitude.
QJet 1921, might have missed the handoff.
QJet 1921, apologies taken.
We're just reaching 190.
1921, flight level 130.
Flight level 130, QJet 1921.
Jetstar 723, contact tower 133.1.
133.1, and have a good night, mate. See you later, Jetstar 723.
We could backtrack, but that depends on air traffic control. They might not want us to do. Easiest is if we vacate on Echo 2, then we can just go straight into the apron. Otherwise, if we miss that, they're probably going to take us on to Delta and back on Alpha 6. That's 20,000, seatbelt signs going up.
And Qantas 2425, you can extend your downwind in order to reach your altitude required to join the star.
Thanks, Qantas 2425.
Coldstream, Lilydale, all the same stuff, whatever. Now I can see on the PFD here that we have a GE in green. That means we can extend our landing gear up to 300 knots. We're probably not going to be able to backtrack.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, thanks for that. You can turn right, track direct.
Most likely they'll take us on to the Alpha taxiway complex and then cross us over at Echo 2. Which is why I'm suggesting if we land early, we get off
right
at Echo 2.
track
Nicer
direct
for us.
Beg 2 Delta Romeo Whiskey.
QJet 1921, descend to 7,000, QNH is 1011.
7,000 QNH 1011, QJet 1921. $7,000. QNH 1011. Just checking that's set to both sides, it's not.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, confirm left, so you're turning right to Vegpoo?
Arms 13, I hope Virgin Australia get a bailout, not because of any major
Qantas
issues.
2425, you can turn right.
I remember
now,
the days when Qantas Airlines and
to
Ansett were the only
Whiskey
two airlines
India
in the world,
to join
and
the
it used
RNAV
to cost
runway
$500 to fly from Sydney to
Turn
Melbourne
right direct
on
Whiskey
economy.
India, Qantas 2425.
And that's ridiculous. The only reason that that's not the case anymore is because of Virgin Australia. Technically an impulse as well, but...
Qantas 1921, descend to 4,000.
Sent 4,000, QJet 1921. But yeah, the government likes Qantas better than it likes to.
Qantas 2425 from Whiskey India, cleared the RNAV runway 11. Once passing Whiskey India, contact the tower 133.1.
Cleared RNAV Zulu runway 11 and we'll come to tower.
Yeah, model matching's still a bit of hit and miss. It does depend on other people logging in with the correct, details. And unfortunately, a lot of model matching systems don't exactly do very well with weird interpretations. For instance, old aeroplane types, new aeroplane types. So they're only programmed by the people. There goes a tiny little airfield called NKT, I think that is. It might be Humpty Doo, one of them. No, that's Humpty Doo.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, I've got you currently tracking about 25 degrees off course. Turn right heading 035 to intercept direct vectors.
Right heading 035, Delta Romeo Whiskey.
QJet 1921 descends 3000 from Kitty track direct to Whiskey Delta to join the RNAV Zulu runway 11.
3000, then join the Whiskey Delta runway 11 RNAV. QJet 1921.
Delta Romeo Whiskey right heading 035 please, not left.
I don't like the idea of having only two airlines. The more airlines are better, because then they compete with each other and drive the prices down. Or the quality up. So the last year's idea of having 4 airlines, that was working pretty good for me. You essentially had 2 airlines with offshoot each. Virgin had Tiger and Qantas had Jetstar. I feel if Virgin disappears, then Jetstar essentially is competing with its own parent company, and they'll just stop that happening. So you won't have Jetstar flights going to the same places that Qantas go. Spencer running 7.5 hours at the age of 15.
Kilo Romeo Zulu descend to 7000 to QNH choose 1011.
7000 QNH 1011, Kilo Romeo Zulu.
That's the thing, you don't decide to go solo.
Papa Oscar Hotel contact
instructor that decides when
Broome Tower on 126.0 once you're par 40 GME from the airport.
Well, your first solo is 1 circuit, your third solo is 3. But it's still not allowed outside of, 10 miles away from the aerodrome. That is until you start doing nav solos. And that is fun. That's when the actual fun kicks in. When you're doing nav solos, then you're actually going somewhere. You still have to, keep in touch with the instructor, let them know when you've landed and all that kind of stuff. And they're tracking you on ADSB these days as well. I hope the ACCC decides that both Qantas and Virgin should get the same amount of bailout. That'll be the perfect solution. Decide how much airline bailout money exists and spread it between Qantas, Virgin and
Papa
Rex.
Oscar Hotel, when ready you can descend to 6000, QNH is 1010. And contact Broome Tower on 126.0.
Yeah, I want them to say is Virgin, Qantas and Rex, possibly some of the other sundries like
QJet
Skippers and Network or whatever.
Kilo Romeo Zulu, descend to 4,000.
So 4,000, Kilo Romeo Zulu.
Captain crew, please be seated for landing.
Delta Romeo Whiskey, descend flight level 120, contact Darwin approach on 134.1.
Descend flight level 120 and approach on 133.
Essentially, Virgin Australia now
Delta
own Tiger
Romeo
Air.
Whiskey.
Used to be conglomeration between Scoot and Singapore, but then Scoot and Singapore sold it pretty much the entire Tiger Air Australia.
765, descend 10,000, QNH is 1011, contact approach 134.1 south.
That's when they changed their call sign.
Contacting approach on 134.1, descending down to flight level 100. Qantas 765, good night.
So yeah, GoCat was owned by Singapore.
QJet 1921 from Whiskey Delta, clear Diana Zulu runway 11.
Clear Zulu runway 11, QJet 1921. And yeah, GoCat is the Singaporean airline, whereas Tigos is essentially owned by Virgin Australia and a few other sundries of Singapore. But Virgin Australia own a majority share.
QJet 1921, once on file, final tower 133.1.
133.1 on final, QJet 1921. Aircraft wants us to slow down. It also wants some flap. We'll take out slats.
Stabilizer motion.
Check. Get to the back of the wing, there we are. And even if you don't get your flying school license, maybe get a driving license, because you know, getting in a car and going away from your parents is a really cool thing, which I cannot stress enough. It's like, oh, I'm getting bored of my parents, are annoying. Let's go for a drive. Done.
Altitude.
That's only rolled enough to drive. $60 viewers, that's pretty cool. And we will begin that descent.
Velocity 1123, descend flight level 130.
What was the minimum? It is...
Velocity 1123, Brisbane Centre.
1804. Cool.
Velocity 1123. Velocity 1123, descend flight level 130.
Stabilizer motion.
Descend level 130, velocity
133,
1123.
1. How to get down? My airplane?
Autopilot.
Darwin Tower, QJet 1921, final 1011.
QJet 1921, Darwin Tower, good day. Qantas 2425, contact ground 121.8, good day. You can contact ground 121.8, good day.
121.8 for Qantas 2425. Thanks, that was quite
Well, any checklist on to get down. Spoilers around. Now.
Nice.
Flaps, auto brakes, and
QJet 1921, runway 11, clear to land.
Runway 11, clear to land. QJet 1921. Flaps. Go, flaps 28. Back and go all the way down. Full flaps. Okay, landing checklist is complete. Flight director off. It's fairly nice and responsive on these controls. Very smooth. Better than the MD-80.
1,000.
I'll take throttle. Touch high.
Approaching minimums.
Power.
500.
Power. Power
Minimums.
again. Continue.
400. $300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Missed it there. Dang, that's the last. Oh, we might get it. Yes, a bit wide, but we got it.
QZ 1921.
And Darwin Tower, good evening. Kilo Romeo Zulu.
1.8, g'day.
Locked. I haven't seen that one as well. QJ 1921 and 121.8. 21.8.
Tower, good day. Kilo Romeo Zulu. Kilo.
Ground QJet 1921 vacated for one-way left.
QJ 1921, taxi Echo 2 to the ramp.
Echo 2 into the gate, QJet 1921. Which positions are we looking for? 6 looks okay. Corners. Spencer's on for the 7-1. Yeah, it's a good airplane now. Once since they've released the patch, it was rubbish before the patch. I'm sure someone's using FS 2020, it's just that it's an alpha still, so they're testing it. That's the switch in, and I'm sure they're not using it with any add-ons either. Receiving funding for domestic routes, that's good. Okay, APU's on the start, and weather radar is off. Flaps up, speed brake is disarmed. Engine on the cool down, APU's on the electrics. Is that us there? Nah, it's over there. Cool. Lights off. Strobes off. Just one checklist before we go in. After landing, spoilers are retracted, slats are up, radar is off, transponder TCAS, yeah, it's on until we're in. Landing lights are off, APU is on, and auto brake is not available. Really? Fine. No, you're not the only girl. There's someone called Meg who lives in the south of the United States somewhere. He's on Vatsim quite a bit. Both as a pilot and an ATC. Most is an ATC. Okay, we are on the APU. We're ready for the engine shutdown state. Just waiting for the engine call. Flap set, and
ground, good evening, Kilo Romeo Zulu, vacate on Bravo 2, if available request day 1, the only one we can.
Go ahead and request boarding. Cabin crew, disarm doors. Beacon is off. Nav stays on. And we're out on the ground power. Would we have enough to go back to Cairns? Just. I wouldn't want to do it. Probably arrive there with about 500 to 200 kilograms of fuel. But yeah, the plane would make it back to Cairns. Just. Not legally. Fuel transfer pumps are off, and anything else up here that we need? fuel. Going to go ahead and shut down the APU. We're going to also go ahead and open this door. Okay, APU shut down. Go ahead and turn off the transponder. Stand by. Yeah, I've got enough fuel to return to Cairns with about 300, maybe 400 kilograms of fuel left in the tanks at landing, which isn't enough. That's legally not enough. Still power is on, brake park is off now. Cool. One last checklist. Parking checks, parking brake is off now. Flaps and sides are up and retracted. Slides are disarmed. APU is off. Engine ignition switch is auto. Fuel switches are off. Seatbelt signs are off. Beacon is off. Fuel control switches are off. Pack isolation switches can go into the closed position and be turned off. Hydraulics off. Ice protection was never used. Status page is probably good, and transponder standby. I'm happy to call that a flight. And there we are. Qantaslink Boeing 717. There's no crash to desktops anymore, Owen. We've had the big update, and it's clearly worked. This airplane got all the way to Darwin without crashing, and I was bouncing around views all day, looking at planes going past us over the top and underneath. It's working. It's a good plane again. Gone from trash to actually worth something. Still not the best plane. The FMS is still a bit wanky at times, but you know, kind of gets there. Anyway, there's apparently a big update to the Mad Dog that's just been released. Shared cockpit, Mad Dog, NB80. So I can't wait to get my hands on this new Mad Dog X. That'll be good. New mechanic call button. Auto assignment of joystick parameters. Access assignments. Prepared version 5 won't be a free update. So that's another good reason not to get it. But yeah, MD80. If you've got it, let me know and we'll do a shared flight sometime. Doesn't need to be on a stream. In fact, I'd suggest not doing it on a stream for the first couple of times we do it, just so we can practice. Essentially doing some simulated training before we take it out into the world and embarrass each other. So yeah, hit me up if you've got the MD80 and want to fly it in the shared cockpit situation. I should be ready to do that by maybe Thursday. So yeah, that would be cool. Someone wanted me to watch the plane on short final. There they were. Was that, who was that? Yeah, the refuel in Darwin, probably get about an extra 4 tons. Essentially you want to land in Cairns with enough fuel to hold for an extra 45 minutes. So when you arrive in Cairns you need to be able to like go around, hang around for 45 minutes, go to Townsville and land. That's, you know, the legal required amount of fuel. So to do that, based on guessing, I'd imagine another 3.5 to 4 tons of fuel would be required for the return trip. You'd essentially top up the tanks to what we had leaving Cairns to go back. And the alternate in Cairns would be Townsville, plus about 30 minutes of actual holding time, plus 15 minutes of, you know, what are we doing now at that time. Decision time. Options is time. So the more fuel is time. So the more time you want to spend thinking about what you're going to be doing, reacting to situations like an aircraft just crashed into Cairns, or maybe there was an earthquake in Cairns and you can't use the runway anymore. Something bizarre like that, you never know. So you carry an alternate from Cairns. The usual one from Cairns would be Townsville, because it's only 25 minutes away by plane. So you carry enough fuel to fly from Cairns to Townsville, well, as well as, actually, yeah, Cairns to Townsville, you need that. Plus you need another half an hour at Townsville, just in case you do a misapproach for an unstable approach or something. And then you add some holding fuel over Cairns, whatever that is, and then you add that as the fuel that you have to have by the time you get to Cairns. So then you figure out, if we have this much weight, how much fuel will it take to fly from Darwin to Cairns, and then with that amount of fuel. That's kind of working your way backwards through the fuel plan. How much fuel you need at Townsville, how much fuel you need at Cairns to get to Townsville, and how much fuel you need from Darwin to get to Cairns, with the extra fuel to get to Townsville. Here's the plane at short final. There you go. Was that Aaron? Or is that... I don't know who that is. DRW. This is Aaron. He's a little bit nose high, needs some more flaps. Anyway, that's pretty much us. We'll watch Aaron land and then we're done for the stream, because it's nearly 10 o'clock at night and I've got work tomorrow morning. So I think the strategy for here is tomorrow I won't be doing any streaming. On Wednesday I might be, because air traffic control should be online still for Darwin, and we'll probably do the VFR flight. So I currently come out of Colombo, heading down to Broome, and that should be on Wednesday. I'm thinking on Friday we'll do Broome out to Halls Creek. And we might even get one in for Saturday. Or Sunday, I mean. Sunday Arvo. So yeah, 3 good flights for the VFR this week. We might even look at doing some stuff in Darwin, because the Darwin Air Traffic Control is trying to put on a big week-long event. So we might as well use the ATC since it's there. Spoilers are certainly armed. Tim's saying that he enjoyed his flight today. That's good to hear. Yeah, I don't know anything to do shared cockpit between the 2 different sims, particularly X-Plane. I mean, I could share cockpit with a FSX user, but I can't really do it with X-Plane as far as I know. Next GA stream's either going to be Wednesday or Friday. Probably Wednesday, but I'm not sure if it'll actually be the VFR trip around Australia. It'll be something, either the trip around Australia or it'll be something in Darwin. It'll be something small. Nicely done. Of course it's 737, so it can't get off the runway as quick as I did. Yeah, that's a respectable vacating. Good. Hey, any landing that you walk away from, man. Especially if it looks good. And you don't annoy ATC too much. That's all part of the plan. Air traffic control, see you touch the runway, you're fine. Didn't break any backs. Didn't run off the end of the runway. I've seen and done that before. Just a hint to Aaron, because you might watch this later. Move your airplane past the line, because at the moment if someone was landing, their wing will hit your tail. Your aircraft isn't safe until all of it is past that line. Those dotted lines mean go past. The solid lines mean don't go past. So you're approaching from a dotted line, you should move past the dotted line and imagine that your tail is past before you stop. That's just a little thing to think about. Because at the moment they can't use the runway. If there's an aircraft on final approach, it has to go around now. Because you've still got your tail on the runway. You're still on the runway. You're actually still on the runway. Now you're off the runway. So yeah, those dotted lines, when it looks like that, the dots mean continue. Don't stop. But if you approach them from the other direction and you get the solid lines first, that means stop before you get past it. So that's just a little tip. Dotted lines, go past. Don't stop. Yeah, that is the RWF taxiway, but it's joint user Air Force Base and civilian airport. And they unfortunately didn't extend this taxiway over here, so essentially any 737 landing, good luck getting vacated on that one that I did. Even the 717 struggled there, and we have flaps 40, and we had an approach speed of like 135, whereas 737-800, 10 knots faster than that, heavier, so it can't get it stopped. Yeah, the 717 is just a lot easier to stop than a 73. So yeah, the runway, those little marker lines, technically you're still on the runway if you're on the wrong side of them. Which means tower will be sending the aircraft behind you around. Because if that aircraft landed and you hadn't moved by the time it goes past, imagine it's a 747 or something and it can't get stopped before here, that's going to take your wing out. It's going to take its wing out of your tail. Tail versus wing. And that's not a good thing. You didn't vacate off the wrong side, you're fine. It's the only side you can vacate. Darwin's airport is, I'm going to say a bad word here, you know, it's trash. They don't have enough taxiways at Darwin. It was designed as an Air Force base first and foremost, and then they just decided, hey, can we have a civilian airport over here too? I said, yeah, alright, you can have 2 taxiways. But we need more than that, who cares? Yep. So, the real world, Darwin does use this taxiway for both civilian and military traffic. It's a bit of a issue, because then you have to vacate the runway and then cross the same runway that you just vacated. It's a bit of a, you know, delay. But Darwin doesn't get much traffic anyway, so that it's fine. Whatever. So yeah, when you are cleared to land on the runway, you're cleared to land on the entire runway. It's fine. You own the whole runway. I've just lost power on my mouse. So at the moment I can't even stop the stream or anything. I need to find the plug. I have found the plug. That's a bad thing about the wireless mouse, is it eventually does run out of power, and then when that happens, you lose control of your PC because you can't do anything with it. There we go. Got the power back. Don't have a keyboard button for what? My mouse? No, I don't have a keyboard button for my mouse. Oh yeah, that's right, I could shut the stream off, but then I have to Alt-Tab and do all kinds of weird stuff. Anyhow, it's 10 o'clock. It's time to go to bed and wake up tomorrow morning and do some work. James and May fixes things. I do like those things, James and May. The toys series where he like makes a house out of Lego. Builds a model train set that goes like the entire length of an actual train. Fires a glider across to an island. And like a model glider. Those are cool things. From the helicopter as well. Take a helicopter up to like 8,000 feet and then drop on a big wooden glider. That was brilliant. Cool, Nick. Yeah, park up next to us. You're a 7.3, so you could probably use the actual gate there. There's our aeroplane, while Aaron comes over and parks next to it. It's a good looking plane, the 7-1. Big T-tail. Yeah, the glide is definitely my favourite. Although the model train was pretty cool. I'll give them that. Yeah, that's right. They flew a Cessna 182 through France. From Italy to France. That was pretty cool. Anyhow, with all of that talk of British programming, Tim Burnett's absolutely been enjoying Vatsim. That's very good to hear. And I didn't even notice you on the radio, so obviously you're not that annoying. Sorry to all the annoying people on the radio. So yeah. If you become a member, you get nothing. So yeah, it's a bit lackluster. I wish I could offer things, but I'm not that good at anything, you know. Give you some special content. It'd be funny to make people join and then they get a free, you know, something. But I don't have anything like that, so if you join, you just get the enjoyment of having joined, like Lachlan Boyd has with his little green name in bold. That's what you get. You get your name in green with a little symbol next to your name, which I should actually upgrade that to an aeroplane symbol or something. Anyhow, I have been Mr. Ladybell. That has been a flight to Darwin. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Bye for now.